We are delighted to welcome you all to today's Soaring Wings webinar on effective online teaching skills. I am Jaideep, a volunteer at EDO, and I will be hosting this session today. EDO is a global youth initiative that focuses on empowering individuals through volunteer lead programs and sessions. Our aim is to spread knowledge, inspire change, and motivate youth for positive actions. It is our great pleasure to have Mr. Jamilu with us, a renowned microbiologist, lecturer, and community development specialist from Nigeria. He is also our deputy director of a program at PYDI. Mr. Jamilu will be sharing valuable insights into teaching effectively in the online space, which is crucial skill in today's digital age. We request everyone to kindly switch on their cameras for a more interactive session. And if you haven't yet registered, please use the link in the chat. Without the further ado, let's begin this exciting and insightful session. Mr. Jamilu, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, that host. Thank you very much for having me. And I believe is a section that we're all going to benefit from. And please, I want to apologize to the house. Last week, as we can all see on the screen, it's September 18, but due to other unavoidable circumstances that came, and I couldn't make it to anchor the session last week. So apologies for that. So I have other things on my table that I'm unaware of, so I have to attend to them. Thank you very much. So without making much of our time, um I would like us to go straight to the point and also talk about EOTS, what effective online teaching is, and what are the skills to be achieved, and how can we utilize this in our day-to-day work as well. So the theme of this EOTS, I'll be using the EOTS as an abbreviation of effective online teaching skills. So the theme is a guide to enhancing visual classroom experience for teachers and educators. So please, next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. So we are in slide 2. We have the content. This is what we will all be learning from the slide. We have our content. First of all, we'll be understanding what, okay, we'll be understanding online teaching, benefit of online teaching, possible encounters as an online teacher. Okay. Thank you. So we'll be understanding the possible encounter as an online teacher or educator, planning and preparing to execute as an online teacher, effective communication strategy as well that we'll be using as an online teacher EOTS, and creating engaging content as an online teacher or facilitator. And we also have building a positive online environment as an online teacher, and also we have modern skills for teachers. So what are those modern skills teachers need to acquire as an online teacher or as a visual assistant? So this is what we'll be discussing on this section today. And we'll also have the last but not the least, the questions and answer section 2 as well. Next slide, please. Slide 3. Thank you very much. So the photograph there illustrates a lot of things which I believe one of us or most of us would have been doing and we are not aware of it. So understanding online teaching. When we talk about understanding online teaching is the process of educating students over the internet using digital tools and platforms. What this is trying to say is when and as an online what online teaching is, it's all about using the internet to educate or also to inspire students on internet using digital tools. So we have different platform of digital tools that we can use to educate our young ones and also our students, pupils in a positive way. We all want it to be. So, for instance, we use online teaching method to educate distant peoples for all peoples. For instance, just the way as I'm doing here, I'm in Nigeria and also the hosts and PYDI are in India. So can you see that we are using online platform to what to educate people from long distance abroad. So we also have furthermore, it is also provide rooms to connect with other students at local, national, and international level. So you may be given a role or a consulting role by an international organization to mentor or to teach students, and this organization can connect you with other students around the world. It may be local, it can be national, or it can also be international students around the world where you will have access to educate them, to bring them closer through internet. That is what online teaching is all about. Next slide, please. So, in this slide 4, we'll be talking about benefits of online teaching. So, what are the benefits? I believe as an online teacher, we'll be talking about what are the benefits of being an online teacher or be a visual assistant. So, it can be online teacher, it can be visual assistant. So, there must be a benefit. So, for instance, let me use I as an example. I am a community mobilizer and also an online teacher as well, and also a facilitator to different non-governmental non-profit organization here in Nigeria and outside Nigeria as well. So I use online platform. It has the benefit of me as an online teacher. To me, it has the flexibility. It's give me a flexibility forum to learn from anywhere now, also at any time. So it's just for me to find a time, a flexible time that I know that I will be free. This is not a physical section that I will be having. It's an online section that I will be having. So I use that flexibility as an opportunity and also the benefit of passing or receiving or learning from anywhere. So we also have the accessibility. The accessibility gives room for a broader reach to students or globally. So most time, as I said earlier, we use the benefit of online teaching is when you are being referred by someone, maybe due to your good work, you have been doing a lot of good work within your community, and some people they have that motivation to refer you to someone else that is not within your community. So you use this online access or platform to access you with students either globally or within your community. So that is also one of the benefits of being an online teacher. So we also have use of multimedia interactive content and resources such as Google Classroom. The use of Google Classroom is that platform it has as an online teacher for us to focus on as an online teacher is that it has the grade essential because this software of Google Classroom has where you can input the grade of your students, their performance, their CA, how well have been doing in class, online, how their performance is. It is all there. It's just for you to input the data and input the necessary information about your student on the platform. While we also have Seesaw. Seesaw is also a platform that we use in using educating online students online, just as Google Classroom. We also have the EduModule. EduModule is also a software classroom for online students. You just have to think of the best platform that suits your online teaching skills because there is one thing I want you guys to put in mind is that online teaching skills is not something that you just start in a day. You have to prepare, you have to make research, you have to have a basic knowledge of how to utilize the social media effectively because that also give you at aid and support to easily um, teach your students, your peoples, or your fans at your community so that it will look in a perfect way of imparting knowledge to your peer groups. We also have the Khan Academy. The Khan Academy is also a platform that we use mostly in passing information or in tutoring people's in online teaching. We have the Schoology and we also have the Vibe. We also have the Google Classroom. So these are all diverse tools we can use as an online teacher. Thank you. Please the next slide. So we are in slide 5. The slide 5 is talking about possible encounter as an online teacher or educator. So there are encounters we have as an online teacher, the other, which means it can be problems, it can be issues, it can be anything. So this possible encounter as an online teacher, we have technical issues. So mostly the one of the issues we normally have is technical issues. So as I'm presenting to you how I can be having glitches, network glitches, maybe I can't be hearing you, you can't be hearing me. So that was you must expect this as an online teacher. So you need to make sure that you are audible enough to to your listeners, to your students, to your people, so that there will be an effective learning as an online tutor. So we also have engagement. You need to have you need to keep keeping students motivated and also engaged. Doing this means you need to always give your students a, a strategic way of engaging them in a different way that it won't look boring even if they are not students, or let me say they are adults. So you need to keep the class motivated, you need to keep the class engaging so that they will be stick to the online lecture during when you are passing that knowledge. So we also have assessments. This is also an important part. You need to have assessment because most of the peoples you are teaching or the students or the peoples you are teaching as an online tutor need to be assessed if to know whether the knowledge you are passing are being grasped or are being accumulated by the student in a positive way. So you will use the assessment to evaluate the performance of pupils or students or individuals in the respective individual online platform you are using. So please, the next slide. Okay, we're in slide 6. So slide 6 is literally talking about planning and preparing to execute before becoming an online teacher. So what I literally do as an online teacher is first of all I do my course design, just the way I designed this slide for my presentation. As you can see, it's colorful, it's attractive. So just to keep the essence of doing this is that I intend to keep you glued to the screen so that the slide will look attractive. I'm not doing just that for fun, but I did it for just for the course design so that it's, whatever I'm delivering to the student, it will be catchy. Let me use the term catchy. So the slide will be catchy. They will want to see whatever it is you are presenting instead of just making a slide of let me say black and white. So when you did a slide of black and white in color, it doesn't look to be attractive. So the student will feel bored that, oh, the first slide is the same thing, second slide is the same thing. So it tends to be bored. So when designing your course design, you need to pay attention on designing your course design, structure your content to suit the online delivery. If it is an health sector, make it health sector design in a colorful way. If it is an educational sector, make it an educational that is suiting this delivery of your online teaching, that it will also look catchy. If it is an entrepreneurship sector, you need to also make your design or your slide design for your online teaching to look catchy as well. So that the essence of doing this is to keep the students or people glued to the script so that they will tend to focus and they want to know what is there on your slide and what is um what is there you are going to bring to them because I can be online and I may mute up my mic and go offline without listening. So there are others that normally do that. So when you do that, when your slide is not catchy, there won't stand to stay to listen to whatever it is you are going to say as an online teacher. We have certain goal objectives. When setting your objective about online course, in particular course you are trying to teach your students, pupils, or participants, make sure you have a clear, measurable goals for what students should achieve. So in every courses or any presentation you are about to present, make sure you have a clear, measurable goal that should be achieved. Okay, should I go on? Had someone talking? Okay, I think let me just go on. Okay, so at least we need to set a clear goal, measurable goals, and what students should achieve, just like the way I did from my second slide, which is the content. What is online teaching? What are these possible encounters? Those are what we need to achieve on this slide. So when you are designing a course, or being it in maths, anything, being it in maths, English as a teacher, or you're educating young people, so you have to have a clear goal of that session, that this is what the students need to achieve before the end of the day, even when you are presenting or when you are tutoring. Okay.
Papa.
I think someone mic is on. Okay. Thank you for that. So I'll be really moving on to the resources selection. So resources selection is just simply means choosing
Which
the appropriate. Okay. Should I go on?
yes, please go on.
Okay, thank you. So when we're talking about resources selection is choosing appropriate platform, tools, and materials. So resources selection is, as I said earlier, you need to look for a platform like sociology, Khan Academy, Schoology. These are the platform you use to project your slide. So make sure that you look for an appropriate platform, because we have different learners at different age. We have those at the teen, which is the 13th, 14th. We have those from 7 to 8 to 10, 10 of 7 to 10 years. We have the 13 to 14 to 18 years. We also have the adult ones. So as an online teacher, put it at the back of your mind that you can receive or you can be referred to any set of group of people you need to tutor or you need to teach on online. So you need to know which platform is most suitable for each individual at each different being using the let me say the years, the numbers of years they are. Either it's adults, maybe it's young people, or it's a student, or they are young children that are just growing up that need tutoring. So you need to look for an appropriate platform that will suit your resources and also execute your online teaching as well. So please, the next slide, slide 7. So slide 7, effective communication strategies. As an online teacher, you need to have this effective communication strategy because it's very important as well. So as I said earlier, online teaching is not something we just venture in a day. It's not Rome, as the saying goes. Rome isn't built in a day. So you need to have a lot of practice. You need to build your capacity on effective communication strategies, on how to make sure. For instance, let me use an example. There was one certain time I was given an opportunity, or I was being referred with a student outside Nigeria, and the students tends to give me headache. Let me just say the student is not listening, and I tend to ask him why, and I call the attention of the student, which is, let me say, his age is about 8 to 10 years of years. Let me say just a little boy, and what I did is that what I observe is that from the day one I have with the kid on online teaching, and it tends to it didn't focus on my teaching, so I have to change the communication strategies. And I'm telling him why is it that you don't want online teaching? I believe I'm not your first online teacher that have been teaching you on online teaching. He said yes, and I said okay. What is it that you like most? What do you like about online teaching? And we started having a conversation, a meaningful conversation between I and the kid that I was being referred to. So initially, what the kid told me is that the last teacher he had, the teacher is so bored. She normally um go straight to the subject. She didn't give him time to also have his own say during presentation or during when she's teaching him, because she's a female teacher then. So, and I said, okay, this is what we'll be doing. This is what we'll be doing. I will give you time to go through the slide, and also I'll also give you time whenever you need to speak. You raise up your hand and let me know whatever whenever you need a clarification or you wanted to say something on certain things. Please let me know by using some certain emoji on the software platform. So we said yes. So by after 1 week, and the students started attitude start changing, and now we are good to go. So sometimes the students even use his parents' photo call me with that. So during after lesson hours or after teaching hours. So you need to build your capacity in a way of having a effective strategy, a means of bringing the students clear, and also have clear instruction, engagement tools, regular feedback, and personalized communication. These are the uh, ways we need to have the effective communication strategy when teaching and also um, engaging young people who's been an adult. As I said earlier, you need effective online teaching. It doesn't mean you are an online teacher only. No, effective online teaching, you can be a facilitator by using the online platform, because as you are using the online platform to train participants on other matters that are relevant to is an online teaching process too. So next slide. Okay, this is slide 8. Creating engaging content. Creating engaging content um, is one of the most important aspects I want we all here need to know about online teaching, because when you are creating engaging content, you need to focus on three things, which is the multimedia use. The multimedia use include videos, broadcasts, and interactive quiz. Videos can be in a way of playing a short video, maybe for your students or your participants. When you're having a section where you say, okay, I want to use this medium. For instance, you can say, I want to use this medium to share a little video, and after watching this 2 minute video or 1 minute video, I want you guys to comment on it. What do you what what can you observe about the videos I just finished playing? And also have the broadcast section. And the broadcast section is also a means of where you collaborate and also talks about relevant issue during your presentation. We also have interactive cues. You can use interactive cues as well by keeping the motivation use and also engaging as well. So we have the interactive activities. The interactive activities is when you have mostly is when you have been assigned to more than one people or more than one student to tutor. So where maybe you're having 2 to 3 students, so you engage them in group work, you have peer review and also online discussion on a particular subject or um, issue that is relevant to your work. And so this group of work tends to keep the um, keep the section engaging and also keep the section in a positive way. So they tend to learn from one another. As an online teaching, these are what we need to concentrate on. So we also have visual design. As you can see from the slide 1 to slide 8, as you can see, I don't know if I've done justice to the slide. That is my best I've did, but I tend to try to make this presentation slide to look attractive enough by making it look more fascinating. So you need to make your visual design, your content, whatever you are giving out as to be easy read and also read and also relevant images to portray whatever you are saying as an online tutor. Next slide, please. Okay, we're in slide 9. The slide 9 is building a positive online environment. So when you're engaging with tutorial, there are certain things we need to look into the community. So building a positive online environment, because as an online educator or teacher, we look at certain important things. We need to community building, we have inclusive practice, we have support system, and we have encourage open communication. The reason why we do this as an online teacher is to encourage interaction and collaboration among students, which is community building. So as I said earlier, that you can be paired with more than one student. So you use that platform to make sure that they have this interaction between themselves so that it will look so that the online environment will be positive. And we also have inclusive. Inclusive is ensure all the content you is accessible to learners. So we have some marginalized group, those that can't hear, and we have those that can't see very well. So when you are engaging with such people, you make sure that you have someone or something that will aid that environment so that it will be accessible by all different kind of people, being it by gender or being it by their race or by their marginalized group. So we need to focus on that. So the way you are tutoring someone, a normal person that can easily hear, that can easily see, is different from someone that is a normal person. So we need to focus on that, on how we make an inclusive practice. So we need to carry everyone along. Thank you. So we also have the supporting system. The support system is providing help and resources for struggling system. As I said earlier, we have the marginalized group. So we have people that, let me say, people with disability. People with disability, they tend to have more equipment and resources when tutoring or teaching them. So you need to know the right tools to use so that your online teaching will be positive and building an online positive environment. So without doing this, you are not engaging everyone, and the online environment is not positive. You are not doing that. So we also have encourage open communication. So encourage open communication, you will need to make sure that every student feels comfortable sharing idea and asking questions during your online presentation. Don't be too strict. As an online teacher, you need to be flexible, you need to be jovial, and you need to be sometimes serious. When it comes to seriousness, you let them know that this is where you are serious. And when it is jovial, you make some certain jokes about that is relevant to their studies so that the teaching environment will be more positive and there will be a flow of communication, which means as an online teacher, you are encouraging an online positive environment. So the next slide. Okay, slide 10. So the slide 10 is 10 skills for modern teachers. The 10 skills for modern teachers, when I say modern teachers, I mean the teachers of Gen Z. When we say teachers of Gen Z, there are teachers of 21st century and teachers of those that are in paper. So teachers of Gen Z, as a Gen Z teacher, these are the skills you need to have. So in this diagram here, we have the primary skills and we have the secondary skills. What I'm saying is that let me say from 2002 to 2007, most of our teachers are having the primary skills, which is the primary skills they are having is um commitment, preparation, organization, tolerance, storytelling, open for questions. These are the primary skills they are having because these are the primary skills. Because and having these skills doesn't make them an effective online teacher. You need to include the secondary skills to be more effective. That is why it's called effective online teaching skills. But if you are having these skills, those in red color, so I believe as an online teacher, you you don't have all the capacity yet. You need to increase your capacity in a way of you will be able to communicate with various numbers of students in your environment positively. So as an online teacher, effective online teacher, so the secondary skills are innovative, social, technology, enthusiast, yes, technology enthusiasts and geek. So what's the innovative means that you need to have this innovative way of creating content in a different way that whenever you are teaching or tutoring your students, it will look in an innovative way, in a different way. And we also have social. You need to be social with your students in a way that you are social, you are interactive, you are jovial, you are easy going person because I always advise online teachers whenever I'm presenting that if you are tutoring a student, don't be too strict. Be a little kind of jovial, add jokes to your teaching so the student learns to learn more from you and they they have that they have that they don't have that fear that okay, whatever I'm going to ask my teacher, I believe he's going to ask me. So we have the geek. What I mean by geek is that, for instance, when you are teaching by mathematics, you need to be good in your mathematics. If you are teaching English, you need to be good in English. You need to be, let me say, 90 over 100% in good English because when as an online teacher, you are expected to know in and out of your subject, of your course math, or of your course you are projecting to them or you are tutoring them. You need to be very, very good at the being it chemistry, being it biology, being it whatever subject it is or whatever section you are holding it individual. So you need to be very, very good at what you are. That is the meaning of geek. So the commitment under the primary skills. The commitment as online teacher, you need to be committed. You need to um have time to buttress on certain issues because, as I told you earlier, there are different category of age of peoples we need we need to facilitate as a teacher. You need to have that commitment preparation. You need to make sure that your slide or your sociology platform is ready as an online teacher before coming online. Organization, you make sure that your organization of your course is well arranged so that the more your organization is more arranged, the flexibility you have to pass the knowledge. So we also have tolerance. The tolerance is when, as I told you earlier, you may have different pair of students that some of them are very rude. Let me put that in that way. They are very rude. So you need to be tolerant enough and have patience as an online teacher for the student in order to tolerate them effectively. Because if as an online teacher, if you are not patient enough, believe me, you are going nowhere. So we also have storytelling. Um, this storytelling is let me use an example where I have um, two female students that I was being referred to. So this female student has one of them tends to read and one of them don't like to read. One's name is Sophie and the other's name is Hannah. So Sophie likes to read more while Hannah don't like reading. So one of the way I used to make Hannah to read because I asked her and she told me that she don't like that. And I said, why? She said she don't just like reading. Okay, so I now use an illustration story. I told her that Hannah, you know what? There's one certain thing that happened. A mother and a daughter a story. I was using a story for her. So a mother and a daughter, and this daughter don't like going to school. She don't like to read. One certain day, her mother was not feeling fine, and um, so she used the phone of her mother to call a certain number, which is 911. Yes, helpline, and she were told that they were going to send a certain message on the screen of the phone that she was going to read it. So reading that information is the address of what the mother needs as an aid to make her because the mother is sick. I have to create a story to make her glue, to make her like reading, so that I have something to push her to to believe that to let her believe that reading is real. Reading is one of the most important things children need to know. So when I narrated the story that eventually the girl wasn't able to read this what is on the screen and the mother fell and at the end of the day she couldn't be helped due to the reason that she couldn't read. And we won't believe it, it worked. After 2 days, Anna tends to know more about reading. She started reading novels to me. We read it to each other. We started reading. So I got to bring her in by using storytelling ways or innovative way to bring her in. So that is that about storytelling. So you also have open for questions. So as the online teachers, we will need to make sure that our students are given platform of, let me say, platform for questions and answer for more clarification, whatever is it they don't understand, so that whatever they are lacking, um, inadequate understanding, you need to make sure there's always a room for clarification. Please, the next slide. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. This is my last slide. I've come to the end of the section. I believe you guys have gained one or two knowledge from the EOTS, which is effective online teaching skills. And I believe we will not only learn from this platform, we'll also start engaging. So you mustn't be an online teacher. You can also be a facilitator. You can also be someone that is training other participants at different age group. And this is one of the ways you need to make your platform engaging and also um, positive environment as well. Thank you all. Please, if there is questions, answer. I'm here for you guys. Thank you very much. Fabi, I think I'll be handing over to you. So, Fact V, Fact TV, I'm handing over to you.
And now participants can ask your questions.
Okay. Questions, answer, clarity. I'm here.
Sir, how to enhance clarity in your teaching skills?
Okay. How to enhance clarity in your teaching skills? As I said earlier, it depends on the platform you are using. So the clarity needs to come from three different aspects. One, your communication, what to be achieved. Two, your content, the content you are creating or the platform you are using, because it's an online teaching skill. So we tend to use online teaching platforms. So whatever you are using, the typings, the everything, you need to make it short and clear for the student or for the people to understand of to understand whatever it is you are trying to pitch to them. And also we also have the third one is engaging. The more engaged the platform is, that's what make the this online teaching skills need to have a clearer view to whoever is learning from you as an online teacher. So I believe I've done justice to that. Okay, I hope you understand.
Sir, there are some questions in the chat box.
Okay, let me check. Okay, what are the common challenges educators face when transitioning to online teaching, and how can they overcome? Okay, so what one of the challenges, and I've already mentioned this earlier, I don't know if you are around. We have one thing I want you guys to understand is as an online tutor or online teacher, it's not something you just venture in. One, you need to consider different factor, which is the environment. The environment, wherever you are teaching from as an online teacher, need to be quiet. There must be stable light, which is electricity. There must be stable internet connection, and the last one is effective communication. So these are the challenges you face. So for you to overcome these challenges, make sure that wherever you are as an online teacher, you have a stable electricity, because there are some certain times as an online teacher you you have light issues, maybe using your laptop to facilitate, and at the end of the day, you have already budgeted that, okay, I'm going to have this class tutor with the student by 6 o'clock or by 5 o'clock. And at the end of the day, you are going to use your laptop. So get to that 5 or 6 p.m. and you find out that you are out of electricity. So that's one of the issues. So you need to make sure that as an online teacher, you have this stable light to overcome this issue. We also have internet. The internet is the internet you are using. So you need to focus on what internet am I going to be using that it won't give me glitches when teaching as an online teacher, or when transitioning into online teaching skills. So you need to make sure that you have a stable internet connection, and also you need to make sure that your content are engaging. So the most important thing is focusing on engaging content and using the right platform to overcome such issues. So look for the right environment to avoid noisy area. You need to have in the stable internet connection, and also engaging content. Thank you, Vishal. I believe I've answered your question, Vishal. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
okay, thank you. So, what are the key difference between teaching online and teaching in a traditional classroom setting? Okay, um, the key difference is already there. It's as if you have already answered your question yourself, but you don't know. Between the difference between online teaching skills is that you use the online platform, which is by using the Schoology, the the Google Classroom to project whatever you are writing on the board. Because the difference between the traditional classroom setting is that they are different. They are, let me say, the difference is the online, because when you're in a classroom, you can tutor more than one student, and when in the classroom, you can also tutor one student alone in the classroom by using what? By using your marker or your chalkboard, which is in a classroom setting. While in an online setting, you tell there must be an internet connection, there must be a platform you are using, which is the sociology platform, that even the student himself that you are teaching must have a stable internet connection for he or she to hear whatever it is you are saying to he or she effectively. So that's basically what's the difference between online teaching and the traditional classroom setting. It's just the internet and the platform we are using. These are the different things we are using. Actually, I believe I've answered your question.
Yes, sir.
So I guess no one is having any other question. So as we conclude this engaging session, we would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Mr. Jamilu Yunusa for his invaluable insights on effective online teaching skills. His expertise and thoughtful guidance will surely help educators in navigating the online teaching environment with greater confidence in and effectiveness. We also thank all of you for being such wonderful participants today. Adore is a non-profit organization committed to motivating youth and providing volunteer opportunities for individuals passionate about making a positive impact. Before we leave, please take a moment to fill out the feedback form shared in the chat. Your feedbacks help us improve and offer even better programs in future. Thank you once again, and we look forward to seeing you at our future webinars. Have a great evening ahead. Thank you.